This is the Subcommittee on Competition Ordinance Commencement Notice 2012. Nominations, please. Mr. Wong Ting Kwong. Mr. Andrew Leung, I accept. Seconded by Mr. Ma Fong Kwok. I'd like to ask Mr. Wong Ting Kwong to come up to preside the meeting. Do we need a deputy chairman? No? Could you please invite the administration in?
主席，Carol 同埋 Raymond 嘅。好啊。另外咧，我哋都係要申請延展㗎啦。
使唔使啊？今次搞掂？
因為咧，就算今次搞掂咧，因為咧，就算今次搞掂咧，咁佢嗰個我哋都要預翻佢 deadline 去作出呢個 motion 咧，係12月12號，咁咧就係喺即係喺內會之前啊。咁我哋就都唔可以話 pre-em 通常即係要係內會之後deadline先得咯，所以就一定要申請。
OK， 得。由於下一次內務委
In the next House Committee, that is the one on the 14th of December 2012, we will have to extend the scrutiny of this notice, so I will make an application. Deputy Secretary, or is it Raymond? Thank you. I will give a presentation. First of all, thank you for inviting us to come here. In June this year, the competition bill was passed, which sets out the legal framework, and it also stipulates the establishment of the Competition Commission and the Competition Tribunal to deal with anti-competitive behavior or conduct. In the resumption of the second reading debate, we have indicated that the Competition Ordinance will come into operation by phases to give time for the traders and the relevant parties to make adjustments. So in relation to this commencement notice, it is only in relation to the framework to facilitate the setting up of the Competition Commission and the Competition Tribunal. According to the provisions, guidelines will be prepared and consultation will be conducted. There will also be publicity campaign to let the public know. The judiciary will also prepare subsidiary legislation in relation to tribunal proceedings, say, for example, procedural rules and other necessary arrangements to pave the way for the full operation of the tribunal. When the preparation work is completed, the ordinance will come into full operation. And at that time, we will gazette the formal date of operation. We reckon that it will take at least 1 to 2 years. In relation to this commencement notice, it is only in relation to the institutional arrangements. On the 23rd of November this year, the public notice has been gazetted, and is also it will be submitted to the LegCo soon for negative vetting. And in relation to the definition and the operation of the commission, we reckon that it will come into operation on the 18th of January next year. In relation to the tribunal, we reckon that it will come into operation on the 1st of August 2013. This is my brief presentation, and we'll be happy to take questions. Mr. Ronnie Tong. I would like to ask about the preparation work of the Commission. Can you give me an update? And we are concerned about the Chief Executive Officer. Have you started the global recruitment? And can you also give us some information about the requirements of the CEO? The commencement notice has just been introduced to the LegCo for vetting. We will have to wait for the endorsement of the LegCo. Say if it can be endorsed in mid-January, we will then embark on the preparation of setting up the Commission. And under the relevant provisions, they can recruit a Chief Executive Officer and the executive arm. And that is the work of the Commission itself. So first of all, we will have to have the notice endorsed, and then we will embark on the preparation of the setting up of the Commission. Once it's set up, then the Commission can, in accordance with its needs, recruit the CEO and the team. That is the executive arm. And to make preparations for the future operations, say for example investigation. Now I would like to clarify the timetable. If today we endorse the notice, then the Chief Executive will make appointments in the Commission, and then the Commission will be set up, and then you will embark on the recruitment. Yes, that's right. So is it the case that you don't have to hunt for the CEO globally? Once the Commission is set up, then they may, if necessary, open the recruitment globally and to find someone suitable in other jurisdictions. And that is a practice adopted by other overseas jurisdictions. But first, we will have to have the institutional arrangements in place. And then members of the Commission is appointed by the CE, and then it's only then that they start the recruitment of the CEO. But in relation to the appointment, can you go through with us the notice one by one? I will defer to Mr. Wu. Thank you. Well, I will tell you about the objectives of each and every provision. If you refer to the notice, there are two parts. One part will come into operation on the 18th of January 2013. It is in relation to the operation and the establishment of the Commission. The other part will come into operation on the 1st of August 2013, and that is in relation to the tribunal. And I will now first deal with the part that will come into operation on the 18th of January this year. And they include sections 1 and 2. And in the Competition Ordinance, it deals with the commencement date and also the definitions. They are in relation to, say, for example, the definitions of the tribunal and the Commission. So we will have to have that operating as soon as possible. And there is also sections 35, 38, 40, and 59. They are provisions in relation to complaints, investigations, guidelines, requirements under the Code of Conduct. The Commission will have to formulate guidelines in relation to these provisions. And of course, they will have to conduct consultations, including the LegCo, in relation to the guideline. And then there are parts 8 and 9. First, part 8, that is requirements dealing with confidential information. The Commission has the responsibility to deal with these information in a certain way, because in the course of operation they may come into contact with confidential information. We would like to afford sufficient protection and put in place measures to protect the confidentiality of such information in the course of the operation of the Commission. Part 9, that is in relation to the operation and establishment of the Commission. And may I now skip to Schedule 5. Part 9 and Schedule 5 cover detailed arrangements in relation to the establishment and operation of the Commission. And there are also Divisions 1 and 2 of Part 12. Well, let's pause here. Any questions? Mr. Ronnie Tong? Just now, in relation to 40 and 59, they are in relation to complaints and investigation. That means after the 18th of January, the Commission may receive complaints and conduct investigations. But the thing is that the other provisions have not come into operation yet, so there is nothing that they can base their investigation on, no legal basis. In relation to sections 40 and 59, they are guidelines in relation to handling of complaints and investigations. In other words, when the notice is endorsed, say for example in mid-January the Commission is set up, then as per such provisions, the Commission may start formulating guidelines, say for example in relation to handling of complaints, how complaints can be lodged, and in relation to investigations, the procedure of investigation. And under Section 35, in the preparation of such guidelines, it is stipulated that the Commission has to consult relevant stakeholders and the LegCo. We want these to come into operation to allow the Commission to start preparing the guidelines and to consult relevant stakeholders and the LegCo, so that when the ordinance comes into full operation, as I've told you, it would take about 1 to 2 years. It's only then that they will formally accept the complaint and conduct investigation. This is only the preparation stage, so they may not accept complaints yet. Well, the bill itself has been endorsed. You are only talking about the full operation of the ordinance before they can handle complaint. The date itself relates only to the establishment of the Commission and to facilitate the preparation of guidelines by the Commission. Any other questions? No. Mr. Wu, please continue. Divisions 1 and 2 of Part 12. They are miscellaneous provisions, and they include powers to the Secretary for Commerce and Economic Development in dealing with undertakings, because and also turnover, because there is the definition of turnover. We need to define turnover through subsidiary legislation. It also includes Section 164, that is in relation to the schedule of fees. It is also done by subsidiary legislation. They also include exemptions to public officers and also delivery, stipulations in relation to delivery and service. And these are miscellaneous provisions related to the operation of the Commission. Why do they have to come into operation? First, you talk about empowering the Secretary to define turnover. There are several areas in the bill that mentions turnover, say for example penalty, and also in Schedule 1, secondary conduct, there are certain exemptions. Such terms will have to be defined before the ordinance comes into operation, so that people will know what the, say for example, turnover is about. The provision itself is not exactly about the definition. It's just the empowerment to the Secretary to define turnover, and that is one of the preparatory work before the full operation. We need these provisions to give certainty before the full operation of the ordinance. Well, but before this comes into operation, the Secretary can still deal with the subsidiary legislation. But it is only through this provision that the Secretary is empowered to handle subsidiary legislation, without which the Secretary is not in a position to do so.
Mr. Ronnie Tong, I'm confused. So is it the Secretary who set the definition, or is it the Finance Committee? Also the power. So in the provisions, it is the Secretary who will be doing this. So the Commission will not have any participation. So the Commission, do you think that it's not a... So what if there are conflicts? Thank you for your question. We believe in the future, once this Commission is set up. So these are kind of technical aspects. And our discussions, we did talk about the turnover. We had several discussions about this term because it's very technical. So even the Commission is set up, the Secretary has the power to establish it. Of course, we will discuss it with the Commission, because in the end, the Commission will be the ones enforcing this. So these definitions of the terms. So their opinions are very important in this regard. I remember that in discussing this, they said that they will ask for the Commission's opinions before asking the Secretary to determine what the turnover is. So it seems like the Commission and the stakeholders should have a discussion and then talk to the Secretary about what the definition of turnover should be. Okay. Continue, please, Mr. Wu. Then we'll go to Section 176. So perhaps... it needs to be read with Schedule 5, because 176 is saying that consequential, they're talking about Appendix 8. So these amendments is saying that in the future, the Commission will, along with the Ombudsman and other provisions regarding confidence, will be protected. So they hope that they want to increase the accountability of the Commission in relating to privacy concerns. Any other questions? If no, please continue. Schedule 5, as I've mentioned, Schedule 5 is very detailed, discussing the operation and arrangements of the Commission. So the establishment of the Commission, etc. Any questions, members? If no, please continue. Next is Part 6 of Schedule 7. That is relating to guidelines on the merger rule. So it is very similar to 35 and 38, as mentioned before. But in regarding to mergers, so merger rules, this is only for carrier licenses in telecommunications ordinance, but it still needs a guideline, even though it has a very narrow scope. Okay, any questions, members? If not, let's please continue. Next, we hope that by the 1st of August 2013, we'll enact two parts, Part 10, and it's very detailed relating to the establishment of the Competition Tribunal. Lastly is Part 3 of Schedule 8, and is relating to amendments to Judicial Officers Recommendation Commission Ordinance, so that the tribunal of the President, the Deputy President, will be covered under the ordinance. So in the ordinance, in the future, the CE will have to, in accordance to the Judicial Officers Recommendation Commission, to appoint the President and Deputy for the tribunal. Any questions, members? Okay. So we're done. I want to remind members we have to extend. So on the 16th of January 2013. So, and another one also the 9th of January 2013. That was the House Committee. So I represent the Commission. I represent the Subcommittee. So I'll do this on the 4th of January to discuss this in the reports to the House Committee. So do you all agree that I will submit the report on subsidiary legislation? Okay, if there are no issues, then you all agree. So other matters? Any other matters? If no, I announce that the meeting is ended.